that's it. And how about you, Katiana?
Go ahead, Tatiana.
Good morning. My name is Tatiana. I'm 39 years old. I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. I am engineer, self-taught health engineer, but I'm working the new projects, the oil and gas sector, new ships, old ships, new riser flows, and the other things. I focus in the SMS, safety and health, in these projects. And I think it's almost 1 year. It's the time I stay in TALKNTALK. I started last April, and since April, I think I speak very more fast in English and improve my skills. And I need to stay here for 1 hour or more, because now I have many meetings in English. It's totally different this year. I need to focus more in my English in this year.
Yeah, awesome. I remember your first time. I don't remember the first time, but your first meetings. I remember you.
I think it's my first time is with you, Gabi.
I guess was with me. I don't remember. I guess in the time I did meetings at night, probably. Don't remember. Yeah, it's really, really awesome. Thank you, Tatiana. And guys, we stay online on YouTube. So hello, persons from YouTube. We start with the presentation already. Murilo already presented, Tatiana, and now Bruna, please continue.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Bruna. I'm 31. I'm living in Dublin, Ireland with my husband, almost 2 years in total. And we are from Brazil. And I'm here working in a pricing area. And I'm on TALKNTALK almost 1 year, like Katiana. I think I started on March or April. And I'm here to improve my English as well. So I need to speak on my job. So TALKNTALK helped me a lot on it. And what else? I love to travel on my free time. And I love to be here with you, Gabi.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Bruna. And for the process from YouTube, we are talking about globalization. Okay. So we start with the questions right now. Question number 1. How many of the products you regularly buy are produced abroad? Murilo, how many products?
There are so many products, almost everything from China, for example. Yeah, our products in Brazil are produced from China and another countries too, but I forgot now.
Like you like to buy products by, for example, Shopee and Amazon, this kind of sites you like to buy?
I like it because it's cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cheap and very practical and very fast to deliver. Yeah. And it depends the company, but I think almost companies deliver faster. And I think another e-commerce from AliExpress too. It's good products and abroad brands. There are many brands. Yeah, I think that's it. And you, Katiana, I think.
I think almost everything now is produced in China, Singapore, and Thailand, and other countries, other 4 countries. And I think I buy many things who produce abroad, like cell phones. I think all the ships in the world now it's produced in Taiwan, for example. And many pieces of these smartphones, cars, and the other things, it's from other countries. And I think yes, probably I pay for and buy many things. It's because in the running of the day you don't see where the product is made from, but almost products in the supermarket, in the every moment I see it's from the other country.
Yeah, like you said something really interesting, because here in Brazil we buy from, and I put random here, like Shopee. Like when you buy from Shopee, sometimes I don't remember where I buy it, but when I put to read the product, some pieces is from Manaus, and I feel completely shocked. I feel like, how? Like I buy from Shopee and some pieces from Manaus in Brazil. So yeah, it's not only from Orient, because some important pieces, I guess, from engineer or something like that is from Manaus. So when I discovered that, I feel completely shocked, because for me, this didn't exist, this kind of product in Brazil. So yeah, in some parts it's awesome, but in other parts, as Katina said, a lot of products is buying really, really poor countries. So probably it's not pay well, the persons who work in these companies.
It's not about it's not only about the price, the security with these people. For example, it's very different in the other countries. It's very common the people work more than 12, 15 hours a day. And I think when I buy for something, I need thinking about these things, because it's, for example, it's very common in the Chinese working more than 12, 13 hours a day. Yeah. Very crazy. It's not I think the people need thinking about this when buy a very it's nice buy a cheaper thing, but in the China the it's different, because the people work like how do you say escravo?
Slaves.
Yes, slaves. And I think it's not good, these things. Now I think more about this when I pay for something, because the conditions there is very difficult.
Yeah, now I have a name for that I put on the chat, is modern slavery. And I don't know if you know that, but some days ago discovered a modern slave here in Brazil, in the south of Brazil. I guess it's Rio Grande do Sul. I don't remember the exact name, but it's a vinícola to produce wine, and have a lot of person who, like Katina said, works more than 12 hours to produce a wine, and nothing happens because the person don't eat healthily, don't sleep in a properly local, and nothing happened with the person who is the major of the company, so yeah, it's crazy when I think about for example, Katina said about China. I guess China is the longest journal of work in the world. I don't remember is exactly China, but I remember I stay in Orient. Like it's more than 12 hours. don't make sense. You work more than that. So yeah. But here in Brazil, we can see a lot of the modern slavery too. I will put on the chat the news of I see it. And Bruna, go ahead. What do you think?
So I agree with you all. So I think it's very sad when you see in Asia many people working so hard. Like I working with a Chinese girl. So she said, don't leave to return to her country because here it's better. Like don't need to working a lot, don't need to control everything. So like the bank account and cameras everywhere. So she doesn't like to live in China because of this, so it's crazy for us. Our culture is totally different. So usually I already bought some things in Shein, even in Brazil and here as well. So it's very common. It's cheaper. But sometimes I was thinking about it, I don't know, because you like to buy something cheaper, but sometimes I was just thinking if I'm not wrong, so it's complicated to decide. But like Zara, if I remember involved in many news and problems with modern slavers, for example. It's very complicated. But here we can find many things from every country because there are many people from India, Brazil, Argentina, and so on. So it's very normal to see things from the other countries, but it's more expensive. Like when I go to Brazilian supermarket, so one coffee it's like 15 euros, pilão, for example. It's crazy. So yeah, it's crazy because until arriving there are many taxes and other things they need to pay. So I don't like to consume many things from Brazil. Usually when I come here and go to Brazil to visit, I bring many things from Brazil. I don't like to pay here. And yeah, that's my point of view.
Yeah, like it don't make sense. If you have like I take your example. You buy a coffee from Brazil is this price, and a coffee from Berlin or from I don't know a country near than you is more cheap. Of course,
Yeah.
you buy for them more cheap because
Yeah.
in general we don't think about the background of the product because
Exactly.
they
Just see the price
yeah
and
and
go
like
the cheaper one. Yeah.
you took an example, really good example about Zara. Here in Brazil, Zara or Zara is so expensive, and in the Europe it's like a fast fashion. You buy a lot, and it's a really good price. But here in Brazil, when I go, have only one shopping mall here in my city who has Zara. And always when I go to Zara, I see a price like I don't know, Prada. It's exactly like that. And I
It's
feel
crazy.
completely shocked.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I feel
understand.
completely shocked. Because sometimes I take photos of, for example, a skirt, and I put the same photo on Shopee, and I see the same.
The same, totally.
Yeah, if you don't have a good salary, of course you're thinking about the price of the things. I'm here. I don't want to be a portrait because I'm this kind of person who's the best price of the things. But if I think about the background of everything I eat, I dress, or I drink, probably I don't drink, don't dress, don't eat 100 products I buy it.
I feel you.
So yeah, it's complicated, but I don't know. I don't know if I have a good repertoire to talk about it.
I think it's
But
complicated too. Everyone, if I think don't people, rich people maybe don't think too much about it, so they can
yeah,
pay more. But for poor people, we need to decide to have many choices.
yeah. And you need to decide how to spend your money with intelligence. Because if not, in the last days of the month, you'll stay with zero reais. So yeah, probably you need to think more. Guys, I skipped the question number 2 and go ahead to question number 3. Should countries learn to be self-sufficient or import the things they need? Tatiana, what do you think?
I think this model of the word you use now, it's very dangerous because you put the control of your thing in the other hands. Like, for example, the Europe now, the oil and gas the Europeans use, it's from Russia. And I don't love Trump. Trump, for me, it's like a crazy man. But I remember in the past that Trump has said, you put the decisions of the energy in the Putin's hand, and the Putin is the other crazy man. And I think if it's possible, you stay with this kind of decisions in your country. I think is the best options. For example, with oil and gas, because it's I don't remember materia prima, but it's the basic thing. And commodities, it's other things, because, for example, if you don't have food, the population don't have food. And I think when you put the decisions in the hands of the other countries, it's very dangerous. Last years, these things, it's very, very clear for us. Like the insumos para as vacinas, it's made from China. The oil and gas for the Europe is made from Russia, almost is made for Russia, and many different things. The commodity is made from Brazil, and Brazil it's totally depends totally the fertilizantes. I don't remember fertilizantes, but it's from Russia, and almost this agriculture in Brazil, it's based from the fertilizants from Russia. And I think it's the globalization, it's better. But I think when we put almost 100% of the decisions in the other hand, it's very dangerous. And when do you stay with this decision with the Putin's hand, or the Chinese hands? I think it's very dangerous.
Yeah, Putin is a crazy guy. Like, not only because of the war, but like if you don't know, before the war, the Putin do like crazy things. So yeah.
I don't remember the name of o caramba da China, mas o da China também é outro maluco.
I don't remember to be honest, because it's so difficult to spell. But I know the image of the person is come to my mind. But the name is so difficult to spell. But I will search here. But yeah, I'm talking with you. I feel you, Tatiana, because you said about the problem with Russia, because it is in the war. But if you put, like, for example, the dependence in Brazil of United States, it's so big. it's so big. We dependent. The like other countries too, but Brazil it in the hand of the United States. So yeah, the globalization is good in some points. It is natural. We work together. We stay in the same earth, so it's impossible to don't work together. But I don't know. I guess have some, how can I say that, raw materials like materia prima. We need to use from your own country to grow this mentality of self-sufficient. Like for example, Katrina put the example of natural gas in Europe. The whole Europe suffered with that, the whole. So yeah, probably we don't think about the consequence. We don't, we only want the, okay, I need now and I pay for that. But in the long way, longo prazo, you need to think about the consequence. Because here in Brazil, we have a lot of consequence in gasoline too, in fuel, gas, in some years ago. Nowadays, I don't know what has happened because I don't search a lot. But yeah, the dependence, the 100% percentage of dependence is not good in a country as big as Brazil is, so it's not good. And Bruna, should countries learn to be self-sufficient?
I agree with the sentences. The countries need to be more self-sufficient, but I think it's almost impossible because we don't have, for example, here in Ireland, many things like fruits and vegetables. It's coming from another countries like Costa Rica and Brazil and Spain, because the weather here is really bad. So it's impossible to plantar plants. I don't know. So like the plantation, it's not good here. Like they usually plant potatoes, and there are chickens from here and pork as well. But some beef is coming from another countries, and there are many things like oats and other types of, I forgot the name, farinha, coming from Russia or flour.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I think
Yeah.
so. I'm not
I
sure,
think
but
so too.
yeah, flour. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it's coming from Ukraine and Russia, so it's complicated to talking about it. Living here, but in Brazil, I think we're more efficient in this kind of things because the weather is good. So the base to plant, so it's better than here. So I cannot imagine it, to live in just with these things that grow up here. It's impossible. And yeah, in Brazil, it's a dependent of China, and like Katiana said, for agriculture. So I worked in an agriculture company before I started working here. So many things like fertilizant and herbicides, fungicides need to bring things from India as well and China all the time. So it's complicated. So I think each country depends from others, unfortunately.
I agree with you. I guess like the dependence have a point is good, as I said, but have others, like you said, about the fruits, the vegetables.
Yeah.
If the India, for example, stop to buy fruits for Ireland, for example, I don't know, bananas, I don't know who in the sport, but I put the example bananas. Probably you need to search other country who produce. So we always stay in this circle of dependence. And here in Brazil, I gave another example. Like we can plant everything, everything, like Bruna said, and have some fruits. It's not from Brazil. It's came to us because of the slavery, the background of Brazil. So yeah, like I have some peppers. He didn't even exist here in Brazil, but because of the persons from India come and bring the pepper. So yeah, in the past is a like of globalization too, but it don't have a lot of money involved. Someone bring, or in I don't know, in some trips. Yeah, I don't know if it is a good thing to stay away from the globalization. But as Bruna and Katina said, stay 100% with other countries. Sometimes dependence is not good. And Murilo, how about you? What's your point of view?
I totally agree with everyone. Everyone brings a lot of different points of view, interesting points. Countries' behaviors about self-sufficient materials, food stock, for example. Countries depend each others, and other countries provides different materials and resources, natural resources. Yeah, how everyone said in Brazil and better weather for create commodities, create fruits, create foods in general. Yeah, and other countries produce a lot of combustibles and gas. I don't know, I said it, how to Russia and I think Arabia or the Middle Orient, this place. And it's I think our countries depend each other. Yeah, our countries has work well each others for help each others too. Yeah, and I think that it's complicated today because our countries has will be more better, more big than another countries. Yeah, more power. Yeah, and there are so many situations about it. For example, war and money, economic, and armies, bombs, and this kind of things that are dangerous. Okay, that's it.
I agree with you. Like I have a lot of wars because of fuel in the past. I don't remember the exact name of the war, but I have I guess this is in the 18th century,
Yeah.
but I don't remember the name of the war, but it's because of fuel, and it's the United States versus, I guess, the Orient, but I don't remember the exact name in the Orient, but it's because of fuel and the duration's more than 6 years. So like why you do that? Why you like, yeah, have some situations I don't understand what happened. For example, in Russia versus Ukraine, how? Like, why? Like, they don't have a good explanation. I don't know if has a good explanation to the war, but like, yeah, I'm totally with you. Have some things appear in globalization is really, really good. But others, go ahead.
Sometimes some countries get or stolen your natural resources, yeah, and it's turning on a big war, yeah. For example, a few years ago, a long years ago, States United get combustível from Afghanistan. This involves a lot of things. For example, and the terrorists in 11 September 21. Yeah, it happens a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I always remember a phrase who my high school history teacher said to me, like, their war is not good, but their war bring a lot of good things sometimes. And the first time I heard this phrase, I feel completely shocked. Like, no, war, no, it's not good. But if you think, for example, penicillin, a person who discovery the penicillin is in the war, like, is because of the war. So yeah, nowadays I understand the phrase of this teacher, but in the time I feel completely shocked. Like, no, we don't need war to discover the things. War is not good. Yeah, I'm the person is more peace. So I don't like this kind of thing. But nowadays I understand. It makes sense what Murilo said, because some discoveries in the world only happen because of the war. Probably we discovered that without war. Yeah, but yeah, the past is the past. So we need to walk to the future. So I always put that in my mind. And nowadays I remember this phrase of my ex-teacher. It's a good phrase, I guess. Good. Go ahead, Murilo. You want to say something?
Okay. There are so many countries interested in Amazonia, for example, and the States United protect these resources. Yeah, it's important resource for the world, for the living, for the animals, people. Yeah, it's kind of things.
Go ahead, Tatiana.
But I think the other country is not interested in animals and protect the animals everything. It's about money.
Depends the intention.
Yes, it's because you have oil and gas in
forest.
Outside the forest, you have niobio, you have gold, you have silver, you have
the wood,
water, because I think the third war in the world it's about water, because you don't have água potável. Not remember. Like the clear water, it's a big problem in the world in the future. And in Brazil, you have the Aquífero Guarani. I think it's the bigger when you compare around the world. And for me, it's a bullshit when the foreigners say, I love Amazonia. Amazonia is a beautiful thing. No, it's everything almost. It's about money, because the other countries put your forest, derrubou, and use the gold, use the other metals, and these countries looking for the Brazil, for the Africa, for the other countries, looking for this research, and it's happened now, but the people don't speak about this.
Yeah. Like, I have a polemic opinion about it, like Tatiana. I guess today we have the sense in the company about we need to take care I love the nature, I love the animals. All companies have the same phrases, the same marketing. Because nowadays we can have more conscious about it. So a lot companies have that. But I always had someone said about Amazonian, and I always feel like Kachana, like, no, you don't want to protect the araras. You want to send the araras for someone to buy. I know it. Because here in Brazil, we have, for example, garimpeiros. And it's a problem in Amazonia. And it's Brazilian persons. So imagine a gringo here, what to do. I guess have a company from Holanda. I don't remember where. I guess it's in Manaus. But we have a lot of wood come to Amazonia and send the wood where? In Europe. So how we can see this money? We can see the florist. And if you are broken a wood, how many animals and plants go down to? So I always feel like Katiana. I know it's a polemic opinion, but I don't believe in these companies. It's always peace and love about nature and animals, and the company said fuel. Don't make sense in my mind.
I think, Gabi, it's important. Speak about the environmental. My first graduation is agronomy. Right? Yes, I'm an agronomist engineer. It's my first graduation. I started I almost 20 years ago in the schools. We speak about the CO2 and about the big problem in the world with water, with the resource. It's not the topic now. It's very old. This problem is very old, and I think you need to use the resource and the other things. Think when you buy for something, but when the people romantic these things and put the Amazonia in your t-shirt, I love Amazonia. No, it's not about Amazonia. It's about money. It's about money, but the people don't understand these things. And when you put your seu tesouro na mão de outras pessoas, and these people make the decision for you, I think it's the big problem, because the world now looking for the Amazonia. And the word is say, the Amazônia é nossa. No, the Amazônia is the Brazilians. Você derrubou suas florestas, vai resolver seus problemas na Europa. Entendeu? É problemão.
Yeah. Yes, probably I used the wrong word, but exactly like Katiana said, it's not a new problem, but I guess how I want to say is like everyone now look for that, because in the past only persons who involved with that know what is happening. And now I guess because of the social media we have more technology and we can see more of the things, have more cameras open for these disasters. We can open more the eyes. But like I have a lot of Brazilians I heard, oh, I love the person from this country, love the Amazonian. No, love the Amazonian because of the price. It is that. Like I have some Brazilians, we don't know how powerful Amazonia is. So imagine the dangers of that. So we're vulnerable because around Amazonia, like sometimes it's a poor space for states. So yeah, we know about the indigenous person who don't have to eat, and have a lot of indigenous die. I don't remember the exact name of the indigenous person, but some months ago happened that. Yeah, like it's not always the way we can see your own population. So yeah, we are open for the disaster here in Brazil, near to Amazonas. So yeah, Amazonia. So, yeah. Murilo, you want to say something? You open your mic. Sorry, I don't see.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So, Bruna, you want to say something about the discussion? Don't have questions anymore because it's a
No,
discussion.
I'm here. I was thinking about employers. Like here in Ireland, there are one city. There live many Brazilian people working frigoríficos, for example, because Irish people don't know how to cut the beefs and things like this, So this company offers visa sponsor for these Brazilian guys and for the whole family. You can imagine it, because I think in Brazil we have a lot of people working on it for sure, but they need these employees. It's crazy. Yeah, it's very interesting. And there are people from many countries, but it's interesting because there are one city with a big frigorífico, I don't know English, with many Brazilian working there.
Gosh, I heard that about in a forum. It's like a kind of joke. Only the persons who know how to cut a beef is Brazilian and Argentinians. But I think this is a joke.
I didn't imagine it before. I've never heard about it. So when I see in many groups, and I can realize, and because it was illegal, many people was living illegal here, working on it, and after the fiscalizations coming in a company, and they need to pay to pick just guys to living correctly here, so like giving the sponsorship to living in a normal way. So I think it's good, but there were many deportation at the time because of this.
It's a really sad situation. I never seen that, but you want to go. I have this opinion. If you want to go out for your country, it's because something is wrong. You don't want to go out of your country with a good situation, with a decent life. So when you search for the country, you search for opportunities.
Exactly.
And in Brazil, sometimes we don't have opportunities. So it's new for me, the cut of the meat. I even know about it. It's a curiosity.
Yeah,
I will search more. Because for me, it's a joke. Because I always saw in some forums like Discord, and Instagram, but it's true.
It's true. Yeah, Irish people don't like to work in anything, They're coming many Indians and Chinese, Japanese, Brazilian people and Argentinian people living here all the time.
Yeah, but I search a lot about it, and I know some countries on Europe have a necessity of person with qualifications. So here in Brazil, we have a lot of persons with qualification, but don't have work.
You don't have job for enough.
Yeah, the balance of that is not right. So yeah, and I know about India too. A lot of persons who work with healthy go to Europe is from India. So
and IT as well.
IT. Yeah, it's a really, really awesome thing. Yeah, and another way have other negative points. But it's for the meeting. This meeting is almost over. Thank you, Bruna. And Murilo, do you like the conversation? You want to say something?
I like so much about talking about the globalization of technology, and provides a lot of benefits for society, and but then brings a lot of competitions among the countries. Yeah, but I think that improved my English more than 1%. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. 1% per day is more than 10% in 1 year. So 1% ao dia é bem melhor do que só 10% ao ano. So
yeah, totally agree.
It's better that. So thank you, Murilo. I hope to see you in the next meetings. And Bruna, long time you don't talk with me. I'm a little okay with that, but you need to come more. But what do you think about the conversation? You're muted. Okay. No, you're muted.
Hello, I was searching for the button. So yeah, I'm so busy this time, 11 o'clock for me. Pretty sad, but I'm not attending many meetings on TALKNTALK because my daily is insane, but I try to come more, I promise you.
Please come. I miss you a lot.
So I like to talking about globalization, and sometimes there are some topics here complicated to talk, like when you don't know about the topic or don't have many opinions, but we try and we need to force ourselves to talking about things that we never thinking, even in Portuguese. So it's complicated. But it was pretty good as always.
Awesome to know about it, Bruna. Thank you. And the last but not the least, Katiana, how do you think about the topic, the conversation?
I think this topic is necessary. I think everyone needs to think more about this, because I think it's an important topic now in the world, and I think these things affect. How do you say? But I think it's necessary to speak about this. I think this conversation is very good because of this.
Awesome. Thank you, Katiana. And guys, the conversation is almost over. I sent on the chat the link for my feedback. So please go to the feedback, send me 0, you hate me, 10, you love me. So please love me. 9, you love me too. So yeah, don't worry. And if you want to say something about the conversation, the next topics we are talking. And that's it. Thank you. Have a great week.